Alright, what's up guys? In this video we're going to pick up with some differential equations, and we're going to be talking about the Wronskian. So we have to determine the Wronskian here. W of y sub 1, comma y sub 2, comma y sub 3, and they give us e to the t, comma te to the t, comma e to the negative t. So computing the Wronskian is not hard at all. You just need knowledge of matrices and determinants. So we got the Wronskian here, and for y sub 1, comma y sub 2, comma y sub 3, it's very simple. We're just going to have our matrix, which is a 3 by 3. And the first row is y sub 1, y sub 2, y sub 3. The second row is the first derivative of y sub 1, or the second row is the first derivative of y sub 1, the first derivative of y sub 2, the first derivative of y sub 3. And then the third row in the matrix is the second derivative of y sub 1, the second derivative of y sub 2, the second derivative of y sub 3. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. And so what you get is, when you plug all that stuff in, and I apologize if I'm not being super neat, we just stick everything in our first row. So that's e to the t, te to the t, and then e to the negative t. Now let's begin by taking the derivatives. Derivative of e to the t is just e to the t. The derivative of te to the t, we have to apply the product rule. So that'll be t e to the t plus e to the t. The derivative of e to the negative t is negative e to the negative t. Now we'll take the derivative one more time. The derivative of e to the t is e to the t. The derivative of te to the t plus e to the t, we would use two derivative rules. It would be the product rule again, and then, well, basic combination of the product rule and the sum rule. And so in this case, it would be te to the t plus 2e to the t. And then the derivative of negative e to the negative t, that's just back to our e to the negative t. So this is what we got now. So now we calculate our determinant. And remember how we do that. We pull out the e to the t, and that'll be times the determinant of whatever we get when we cancel out the column and row containing e to the t. So that would be te to the t plus e to the t, negative e to the negative t, te to the t plus 2e to the t, and then e to the negative t. And then this will be minus, we take out the te to the t, multiply that by the determinant of what we get when we cancel out the column and row containing te to the t, and that leaves us with e to the t, negative e to the negative t, another e to the t, and a e to the negative t. I'm gonna have to go to another sheet to do the next one. Sorry guys, taking me a minute. It's my good paper. I got a bunch of paper, by the way, so I don't care that I'm using up a bunch. That's just spare paper. Okay, let's continue. And then the last one, remember, we just pull out the e to the negative t. So let's pull this out. So we got e to the negative t. We'll multiply that by the determinant of what we get when we cancel out the column and row containing e to the negative t. And when we cancel column and row for that, that's just e to the t, te to the t plus e to the t. Looks like we'll have e to the t. And then the last one, if we cancel out the third column in first row, looks like we'll have te to the t plus 2e to the t. And we can see that because this row goes and that row goes, and then this column, and that would be it. And this is where we're at. Now we deal with each of these individually. So this is the long way to do it, as I mentioned. So you don't have to write as much once you've gone through the whole process a couple times. You don't have to write as much stuff, but take your time. Don't rush. That's a common mistake. So make sure you take your time with all of that. All right, so the first one was te to the t plus e to the t, and it was negative e to the negative t, and it was te to the t plus 2e to the t, and then it was e to the negative t. So now let's go ahead and do everything. So we'll get te to the t plus e to the t multiplied by e to the negative t, because we go a times d minus b times c. And then this will be minus, make sure you're paying attention to negatives, so this will be negative e to the negative t multiplied by te to the t plus 2e to the t. And looks like we're going to get t plus 1 plus t plus 2, which will give us 2t plus 3. So that's the determinant for that one. Let's do the next one. The next one was e to the t minus e to the negative t, e to the t, e to the negative t. So this would be e to the t times e to the negative t. This would be minus negative e to the negative t multiplied by e to the t. And this is just going to give us 2e to the t multiplied by e to the negative t, which is just going to give us a 2. And then the last one was the determinant, and it was, our last one was e to the t, te to the t plus e to the t, e to the t, te to the t plus 2e to the t. So we get e to the t multiplied by te to the t plus 2e to the t minus, looks like we'll get te to the t plus e to the t multiplied by e to the t. Okay, all right, so it looks like we're gonna get e to the 2t multiplied by t. This will be plus 2e to the 2t. Take your time, because you got to be careful with this. And I'm trying to be as careful as I can. And this will be minus e to the 2t multiplied by t. And looks like we'll have another e to the 2t. So if we simplify that, this just gives us e to the 2t. So that's the determinant for that piece. Now, if we take what we had, what we pulled out was e to the t. We'll multiply that by 2t plus 3. And then it was minus, remember, and then it was te to the t multiplied by 2. And then it was plus e to the negative t multiplied by e to the 2t. So this gives us, looks like we'll get 2e to the t multiplied by t. This one's easy. This is plus 3e to the t. And then it'll be minus, looks like we'll get 2e to the t multiplied by 2 plus e to the, that's going to be e to the positive t. Okay. All right, so this is going to give us 4e to the t. And that's the answer. So get another sheet here. All right, so you gotta be take your time with that. So that's the Wronskian. So our final answer here is pretty simple. Our final answer for our Wronskian, which is w, well, in our case it was w e to the t comma e, excuse me, comma e to the, or te to the t comma e to the negative t, and our Wronskian here was positive 4e to the t. You guys probably hate the letter t now. I said it a million times, but that was how we compute the Wronskian. All right, so to compute the Wronskian, again, you need a little bit of linear algebra knowledge. You need to know how to work with matrices, and as you can see, this stuff can get pretty ugly, so take your time. All right, that's the Wronskian. See you guys next time.